Hey friends, I want to give you a little bit of a wrap up of this 2 week journey that I've been on. On Sunday, actually, or on Saturday, I received an email from a pastor who said, okay, I really want some help and support. I've never had communication with this pastor before. He just emailed me out of the blue, and it's a United Methodist pastor, and he really wants to have a good and honest and a response, to LGBT issues, to human sexuality, to the reality of our need to be teaching within the church really good, solid theological realities around sexuality and identity as male and female, made in the image of God, etc. And so this has happened before, but it never ceases to amaze me. This guy reached out to me, and he was from Texas. And I said, okay, this seems to be a God thing, and this does happen from time to time. If you want me to swing down, it's only a couple of hours out of my way. I'd be more than happy to meet with you. And sure enough, he made time, and I was able to go down and spend time talking with him about what a ministry weekend would look like with us. And also, of course, we're very contextual, and so we'll change everything according to the need of what the church is. We won't change the messaging, obviously, or the truth of God's word, but we will change our format and do whatever a church would really needs most. We'll speak to different groups of people, whether it's youth or it's parents or it's elders or the leadership team, staff, preach on Sundays, whatever's needed. Speak, gather together, an association of pastors, and have a conversation. We love doing all of that, and often though all of that happens in one weekend when I am visiting a church, flying in on Thursday and with them like Friday through Monday. So that was a great time of being able to get together with him on the fly. But God has done this before. There was a time when I was boarding a plane for Houston to go to a board meeting out there. And as I sat down in my seat, I received a text, and it was from someone I'd never heard of before. And don't you know where they're from? This guy was a married guy struggling and dealing with a lot of issues. And he not only was from the Houston area, which is huge, he was actually directly from the area that I was going to be doing this board meeting at. So I was able to reach out to him, and we got together for coffee and talked and shared openly. And I met with him, this was probably 4 or 5 years ago when we first got connected. And I met with him maybe a year or so ago, and he's been involved in a regular support group. He's been open and vulnerable with his wife. Their marriage has really healed. He's doing incredibly well. But think about that. I mean, think of how God works. I'm getting on a plane, and someone texts me from the very area that I'm going to. I could have been going anywhere in the United States, and it just so happens that that God orchestrated all of that. There are a number of times that kind of thing happens, but I thought that was an extra fun kind of part of this trip to wrap it up. That last night I got to meet with this pastor. Someone from his church opened up their home, and I was able to stay there last night and get up super early this morning and make the final leg of my trip back to be with my family. So I just want to thank you again for your prayers, and they are so meaningful. And thank you again for your support financially too, for those of you who can do that. By the way, I just want to say something about that as well. There's a dear woman by the name of Mary who oftentimes, whenever she receives my ministry updates, she will reach out to me, and she always laments that she's on a fixed budget and she'd love to support us, but that she prays for us. And as I always tell Mary, it means so much to me that she reaches out, and she doesn't just saying, hey, I'd love to support you financially, but I'm praying for you. She does say that, but she's also saying something encouraging about what she read in the ministry update that I sent to her, and having some response to that, some reaction to that, some word of encouragement about that. And so I just appreciate Mary, and I appreciate anyone who is not able to support us financially. Like Mary is actually warring in the heavenlies for us. She's providing cover for us. She's asking God for open doors and open hearts. It may be because of the prayers of someone like Mary that this pastor reached out to me, that God nudged his heart to reach out to me the day he did. If it had been a day later, it would have been too late. So thank you for your prayers for us. And for those who are able to financially support what we're doing, we so appreciate that as well. And blessings to you. I'm excited this trip is coming to a close, and that I'll be able to see my boys and my wife very, very soon. So God bless you. Thank you.